So as the ban looms and uncertainty with our app, Americans are learning that Chinese censorship is real. Also, what's going on with TikTok kind of makes me feel like my parents are getting divorced again, and I'm in a grocery store parking lot looking back and forth wondering which car I'm gonna get into. And then my mom buys me a hot cocoa from Starbucks and talks to me about how parents can still love each other and not want to live together. Anyway, let's talk about this. And how to identify propaganda, because it's bothering me a lot. RedNote does not like a lot of content on their app. That includes people who are openly gay. It's not just going to be stuff that could be viewed as violent or extreme. There's an ever-growing list of buzzwords. RedNote is also scrambling to hire more moderators who speak English to deal with the influx of TikTok refugees. Now I actually did decide to investigate a little bit. I'm not joining RedNote because I want to be able to hold a government job in my life. If you ever get a security clearance, they will ask you about your social media presence. So I've seen some people saying that they have seen openly queer content on RedNote, but I have also seen people asking if RedNote is a safe app for LGBT people and having their posts removed there. My guess is that some of the English posts have not been removed just because there's a disparity between people who moderate and people who can speak English. We will see. Maybe they'll loosen the ties. But I also have, a lot of Chinese colleagues. I thought this was really funny. People in China using a VPN to avoid government censorship. People in America using RedNote to avoid government censorship. Let's talk about propaganda, though. My time on TikTok has had me seeing some of the worst the world has to offer. I thought our generation was somewhat savvy about this kind of shit. Like, we know about Nigerian prince scams, right? Right? Propaganda comes in a variety of forms, and it's not just something that your government or someone else's government might push. I keep telling you guys, the internet is now half bots. More than half of the text available on the internet was generated by AI in some shape, way, or form. Bots are really effective at shifting public opinion. I've covered some literature here that demonstrated that bots were more effective at shifting public opinion during volatile discourse. You're going to see stuff like bandwagon. This capitalizes on trends. You'll see this on videos where you'll just see this line of people saying the exact same hateful, vitriol shit. That could be bots, it could be people who jumped on the bandwagon. Be aware of it. Look for it. You'll also see scapegoating, where one group of people is just somehow responsible for this entire mess, whatever that mess may be. You'll also see stuff like people giving counter arguments, real people. And you'll just see this line of people in the comments saying, "Who paid you?" Be aware it happens. That goes along with fear and paranoia, trying to sow doubt. The only people who can speak are the people who, you've already hopped on the bandwagon with. Then there's going to be glittering generalities. Also builds back with the other stuff I've said, but you'll see this in slogans like, "Make America Great Again." Again, it's used by a lot of different entities. It's not always really nefarious, but you should be aware of it when you see it. My best advice: to be a human being, to exist in general, and if you want to be a not bad person. If you meet someone who has an opinion that is so outside the scope of what you consider acceptable, try to understand their psychology. A lot of people have a lot of trouble with this. Imagine it's like a game of Criminal Minds. Why does this person think so differently than I do? Try to understand them. That can protect you from propaganda. Please, I am begging you, listen to me and talk to others about this. Watching this shit happen has really taken an enormous toll on my mental health.